Hey everybody, it's me, Mike Rooker, and I'm here to do a movie review with Peter Richter. Actually, that's not Mike Rooker, that's me. That's me doing my Mike Rooker. Anyway, that's just me being silly, but you know, it's me, Peter. And it's the last day of the year, so I figured, you know what, everybody else is doing, but best of, worst of, anyway. I'm just going to talk to you about, I saw about 20 plus movies this year, maybe 22, 23. We'll find out. I'll do a count and I'll post it down below. But I still kept all my movie stubs of all the movies I saw. Not all of them, because I did see things like Baby Driver 5 times. So I'm just going to go through the movies I saw this year. And I'm just going to give a quick thought on the movies that I saw. I'm not going to do a best of, worst of, because it's not going to jive with everybody else. I've been watching everybody else. I've been watching Sean Chandler. I've been watching Chris Stuckman. I don't think Matt from Three Buck Theater's done anything. But, you know, there's so many people doing best ofs, worst ofs. I love this. I didn't love that. I like my stuff. You like your stuff. That's fine. I'm just going to give you my opinion on what I've seen in a short period of time, because I don't want this thing rambling on forever today. So let's go through my stubs. Starting with Hidden Figures. Actually, this is a 2016 movie, but I didn't get to go see it until February. And that wasn't bad. That's, again, the movie about, you know, we found that there's actually, you know, African-American women worked for, you know, NASA. They're doing all the stuff during the Apollo missions. I thought it was a really good movie. It's nice to see, you know, other people represented, you know, like, especially when you think back in that day. Like, I grew up in Canada. We don't have this that I've noticed. I've gone to school with other nationalities, and me, I'm personally colorblind. My BFF, I've known this man for 42 years. I don't think of him as black, brown, blue, whatever. He's my best friend. I don't think of people in that way. I just think of people as people. But I also think of people as being dicks and asses and other things. So that's my measure of humanity. I'm just wondering, in some parts of the movie, though, if there was, you know, print the legend, print the truth. Because there was the one scene where Kevin Costner knocked down the colored-only bathroom sign, and then because the main character, whose name I totally forgot because it's been a year since I saw this, but yeah, she had to run back and forth the whole time to go to the bathroom. You know, she was in the main building, well, white's only in this building. What's going on? Because we never experienced this up this way. You know, people up here were creative, equal. I never knew of anybody that had a problem. Next movie is Logan. I saw this one twice. I saw it once with my friend. I saw it again. But that's the story of, based on Old Man Logan, the comic. Not a bad movie for what it was. It's about, you know, Logan getting old. He can't do what he can't, you know, he's having problems. He can't get his claws out and all this other stuff. Overall, it wasn't a bad movie. I haven't bought the DVD, though, yet, because most of the Wolverine movies I'm not keen on. I wasn't keen on. Nobody, well, of course, nobody likes Origins Wolverine and The Wolverine. I didn't care much for either, because that was sort of like the graphic novel. But as soon as he said, I don't speak Japanese, it's like, whoa. Wolverine speaks Japanese. I know this is the MCU universe. They're going to do their own thing, but they don't seem to care. But I didn't mind the movie. But again, a lot of movies this year too. I'm finding there's lots of movies I've seen this year. Yeah, not bad, not great. And this was one of them. The next movie is Lego Batman. Not that great. I actually like Lego the movie. That was funny. This seemed to be a one note joke. It's always Batman jokes, Robin jokes. But yeah, I mean, animation, beautiful, of course. This really didn't suck me in. I like Will Arnett doing the Batman voice. And nice to see Michael Cera back as doing the voice of Robin. But overall, yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Next movie is the 3D version of Ghost of the Machine. Actually, the only reason I saw this is because we have a company up here called Scene where you can get points. I mentioned it in a lot of my videos. And it's through our Cineplex Theater group. And they said, if you go see Ghost in the Machine, we'll give you 300 points after X amount of days, so like a month down the road. A lot of people didn't like Ghost in the Machine. I mean, I don't mind Scarlett Johansson, but this too, and also, again, it's a mostly shot at night. It's a lot of dark scenes, and you're watching in 3D goggles. So, you know, you're just like this half the time, because that's what I hate about 3D. Again, I'll post a video about why I don't like 3D goggles. It's hard to see stuff like that because you're already seeing a night scene, and then you got dark glasses in front of you to see this awesome stuff coming at you. Total waste of time. I only really did it for the money or for the points, just so I could go see another movie again. But yeah, I wasn't impressed with the whole movie at all. Next movie was Free Fire. This was funny too, because when I saw my friend again, my BFF saw this. We saw this together on when we usually do our monthly or bi-monthly get-togethers. I saw him again, I think, on my birthday. And I was just like, yeah, what was that movie we saw the other day? It's just like, no idea. And I had to go home and check out my ticket stubs. Like, oh yeah, it was Free Fire. Oh yeah, we liked it when we saw it. And I just saw somebody talking on a blog somewhere talking about their best movies overall, and actually mentioned that they thought yeah, Reservoir Dogs the same kind of is. It was just a bunch of guys in a single room. Actually, there's one woman in the room too. I mean, it was kind of funny for what it was. And I mean, they got an interesting cast of characters, and we found out later on it's filmed in Toronto. So it's like, great, filmed in Toronto. We don't know where, secret location, because it's just a warehouse shot, but still. Not memorable, because we couldn't remember it 2 months later what we saw. But I'd probably watch it again. It's a popcorn movie. Next movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I can't remember if I saw this once or twice. I think I only saw it once. And I felt it was just a retread of 1. Again, open up the music sequence. The one thing, talking about the music, that's what I didn't like about Guardians of the Galaxy 2, was the choice of music. I liked the music in the first one because there's a lot of songs I knew of either through Reservoir Dogs or music I grew up on, basically. But most of the music in here, and the one that kept going on with Brandy or A Fine Girl, I knew of it, but I wasn't a child. Even though I grew up in the 70s, I wasn't a musical child of the 70s, like the rock music. I was mostly into pop and funk and, like I said, disco, that kind of thing. So the movie itself, I found, was just I felt like they had a bigger budget, more to do. So let's see how much we can get out there with the movie. But yeah, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the DVD. If it comes to TV, I'm not going to watch it again. But I will watch, because I still love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Next one is Wonder Woman. I don't know what's going on with the DC Universe. I haven't watched anything since Man of Steel. Oh, sorry, scratch that. Suicide Squad, which another friend of mine said after watching Suicide Squad, that put him off DC movies. Wonder Woman, of all the DC movies that came out this year, is probably one of the better ones. I didn't watch, Bats and Soups and Grandma's Peach Tree, whatever that stupid joke was. I never saw that movie. Because, again, too, it came from a graphic novel that I really like, but I found they just spoil it, and it's Zack Snyder. Enough said. I mean, she is a good actor, Gal Gadot. I liked her in Keeping Up with the Joneses. That's a good movie to watch. Next movie is Spider-Man. Spider-Man I've seen twice, and I finally broke down and did buy the Blu-ray combo. When I saw it the first time with my friend, really liked it. Saw it again just to get some thoughts on it. Didn't do a review, but again, it's pretty good. Different take on the Spider-Man universe. Instead of Spider-Man making his own web shooters and building his own costume, it's given to him by Tony Stark in Civil War. Again, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. I loved it the first time. I liked all there were lots of Easter eggs and little nods, and Michael Keaton was good as the Vulture. But I grew up on a different type of Spider-Man. I don't mind little changes to the Marvel universe or DC universe, but sometimes it's just like, okay. And a lot of it too, a lot of characters just felt like it could have been anybody playing some of these characters, except for Tom Holland does a good job as Spider-Man. So overall, not a bad movie. So it was watchable twice. Next movie is Dunkirk. About the Battle of Dunkirk, done by, I think it was M. Shyamalan did it. Being an ex-soldier, never was any conflicts. I missed out on Bosnia and all that stuff. I was a Cold War vet. Wasn't impressed, kind of thing. It was like really grand, and you got everybody in it, new actors, but I have no thoughts on it. It is an interesting battle. It was a scary thing. It actually wasn't in the battle. It was trying to get the guys off the beach after they got defeated at Dunkirk. And that's what the whole story is. So, I mean, it's a nice story to tell. But, again, not bad, not great. Again, opinions may vary. Next movie on the list is Atomic Blonde. Yes, that's a movie, too, where the trailer looked totally awesome. You've got this entire all-star cast. The trailer looks fabulous. I thought, oh, great 80s music. You had, I think there was Depeche Mode and some other, music of the time. Not impressed. And second act fight scene, there was this fight scene where you see in the trailer where she's kicking ass and taking names. Well, that was like, I swear that was a 20 minutes fight scene. And what I didn't like about that was there's no way you're telling me, even if you're in peak physical condition, that you can go through an entire slugfest with somebody else and still sort of like get up. I don't know, let's keep going, and like go on, because There's no way. It's a movie. You know, I can see maybe you're on adrenaline. You might be able to duke it out, but I doubt it. But yeah, total waste of everybody. Even though it's like really good actors in it. Is Oh, speaking of pet movies, Hitman's Bodyguard with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson, with Gary Oldman as the uber Slavic bad guy. And I did notice it, and I'll quote Chris Stuckman on this one. It is two movies in one. You've got the movie of Reynolds and Jackson, and they do have a good chemistry together. There's the the kibitzing back and forth. It's a movie where the trailer and a little making of talking to the actors was better than the movie itself. But yeah, a lot of people liked it. Couldn't care less about the silly thing. I really don't have any other thoughts than it could have been a lot better than it was. And actually, that's what I said about Atomic Blonde. It was the movie, thought it was as good as it wasn't. Next one on the list is Baby Driver. Yes, that is my movie of the year for me. Saw it 5 times, got the Blu-ray, bought the soundtrack. Really good movie. I love the fact is, and it's Edgar Wright. I'm liking Elgort. I didn't know much from before. The one thing that really sold it for me is, there's so many action movies where you've got really good scores and background music, like Tarantino was big on, throwing in music after the fact. These guys had to sit down, and this was, I think, I forget how many years in the making that Edgar Wright was thinking about this, yeah, wouldn't it be cool, that music you really like, and like, oh yeah, let's plan a scene around that. And he already had like the bell bottom song in his head, I think in his 20s. And, that had me hooked there. My only disappointment was I wanted to see more of John Barenthal. I think he's a really good actor. I didn't like him in Fury, but I liked him in that. I don't see too many movies that often, like Wrath of Khan, first Star Wars. Those are the ones I've seen over and over again. Baby Driver this year is like my movie. If you haven't seen it, download it, stream it, whatever you do, buy it. Excellent movie. And like, this movie's never been done before. Choreographing to the music, not doing the choreography and then dropping the music, which is even more amazing because you're hitting the beats of the song. And if you watch the making of it, they'll say they had it blaring, so everybody's like, move on the beat, on the beat, on the beat, which is just amazing. Definitely, that's my winner for this year. Next movie, Stan Lee. This is not a movie. This was a simulcast. Actually, it was only playing at one place. I'm in Markham. There's a place half an hour up the road called Newmarket, and that was the only theater close enough to me. I think everything else was like totally downtown Toronto. Rick hosted it. They couldn't get everybody for it. Some people chimed in, via pre-taped, but it was basically, and I'll put my, I do have some footage from it, so I'll put my Veda. The one running joke about that was they had such a problem with the wireless microphones. Like, they'd hand the microphone, here's your microphone, go. And it's like, this mic's not working. What's going on? Give him another mic. Here's a mic. Pass the mic around. And then the audience go like, get the mics fixed. So that was, but yeah, that was a good scene to see Mr. Stanley. And he's 95 as of a couple of days ago. So he is still going strong on it. I don't think this will ever come to video, but I hope it does. Next movie, Logan Lucky. This was a good movie. I was going to do a, in the accent of the period, it takes place somewhere around Virginia, I think. An all-star cast. You got Daniel Craig, does a really good Southern accent or mid-Southern accent. Adam Driver, he's good in this. I don't like him in the Star Wars stuff, but I loved him in this. Channing Tatum plays the big brother. So yeah, we got an all-star cast, heist movies you can't get tired of, and with a really good twist at the end, which was classic. Skipping here. Oh, Wind River, another good movie with Jeremy Renner and Miss Olsen. This is based on, I'm not sure if it's on a true story or not, but some of the location, Wind River, is a place, I forget, Oregon or somewhere like that. I think I'm not remembering or forgetting. I'll either post below or I will put a little word bubble here. Really good murder mystery movie. It doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. And the sad thing was there was a blurb at the end of the movie saying, like, there's so many lost Aboriginal women, either, I don't know, shot, killed, abused. It's just a sad state of affairs that these kind of things are going on still in the 21st century. It just, blows my mind sometimes what's still going on out there. Next movie, Kingsman 2. Okay, saw this one twice. I think I just wanted to see it twice. Before I actually did a vlog on that. That'll be up here. Not a great movie. Loved the original Kingsman. Saw that a few times. But again, it's Matthew Vaughn. And I love the new guy. The guy who plays Eggsy, who's also called Eggsy in real life. That's his actual nickname. But horrible movie. Horrible movie, horrible plot. Mark Strong couldn't save the day. Julianne Moore, she could have just phoned it in. Not the greatest. Anyway, let's get going with this. And my other Kingsman too. Next one. Victoria and Abdul. Saw this with my mother. That was a good movie. It's not for everybody. It's not for like millennials or younger people. But if you like, British history, that kind of thing, it's again loosely based on a true story. That was an enjoyable movie. I laughed through it. It was really cool. Again, Judi Dench playing Victoria again. She had played it before in Mrs. Brown. East Indian people, not keen on it. I saw somebody who actually did a review. It's just like, yeah, this is not what we're about. And again, it's sort of like, I guess it's like the white man telling the story of the brown person. And like I said, it's loosely based, but it is supposedly based on the fellow Abdul, his actual journals and writings. And I guess they found it one day and said, hey, let's make a movie about this. If that's your kind of thing, if you're a Downton Abbey fan, you'll like this kind of a movie. Next is Thank You for Your Service. Thank You for Your Service was a good movie. Again, limited audience for this. Servicemen are not going to go see this because I don't think you want to. It's basically about a bunch of guys come back from the war, PTSD, trying to deal with real life. I almost cried in some of this. I'm not a crier, but it kind of hit me being ex-soldier, and also because I got a lot of friends who've been through a lot of crap. I know they're going through quite a bit. Sometimes they will come forth with their problems, with their issues, and I know there's even Canadians. There's still an issue with Canadian suicides. They're not getting help. I don't know what the VA office in Canada is doing about it either, but yeah. But this is a really strong, powerful movie. This is great for people that know nothing about what soldiers go through to come back from the shit they go through and how they're trying to deal with it. This is a really good movie. Next one, Thor Ragnarok. Saw this twice. This is after Baby Driver. This is the next movie. This is actually better from the Thor franchise because the first one was kind of meh. Second one, I thought was a little bit better. This, bright, colorful, funny. It's beautifully done. Every line is great. The movie kind of finished a little bit slower again. I'll put my link to my vlog. It was a really good Marvel movie. I'll say it's a really good Marvel movie since, like I said, Spider-Man wasn't too bad, but if you want to see a really good comedy one since Deadpool, that's a good movie to go watch. And again, too, popcorn movie, and it's fun. Like I said, lacking in some parts, but overall, it's a good ride. Oh, yes, I didn't want to go see this, but I thought, what the heck, why not? I don't know if I used points on that or not. I might have. But I thought, what the heck, let's go see it. I'm not a Branagh fan because I find sometimes too a lot of the stuff that he makes, he's like too much of himself. This was beautifully filmed, nicely done. And there's a joke from Movie Bob. I'm going to put his link up here too because he does a really good tale. And he starts off his video with, we're expecting something smaller from Branagh. And I haven't seen the original Orient Express since the last time it was on TV with Albert Finney. I don't think I've run it since. This, though, was a good all-star cast. I was interested to see, like, it was a nice mix of British, American. I'm not sure it was anybody else from, I'm not up on, like, all the current Australian or people from other places. But yeah, that was a good, interesting movie. You want to see a nice, half-decent murder mystery done in the style of Agatha Christie. The only thing I didn't like was, if you've seen the David Suchet's version that were made for TV, he has a very petite handlebar mustache. And even the Albert Finney version, it was like a black mustache. Branagh was like, Prunk. That's not a handlebar mustache, dude. Handlebar mustache is basically you just wax the hell out of your mustache and you got the little twisty ends like Snidely Whiplash and, villains that tie girls to the train kind of idea. Like, you can do this. He had this big thing on the, I don't even know what that was. That was like a small animal died on his face or something. I was there for like the whole movie. The movie as itself was nicely done. I wasn't like, oh, I didn't waste my money on that, as opposed to some of the other movies I said earlier. And and for last but not least, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Again, I have a non-spoiler and a spoiler version of these. Not bad, not great. I did see it twice in IMAX. I'm really miffed because and I've said this before in other videos, the closest theater to me, which is like not even 10, 15 minutes away, has a VIP section which costs like 20 to 25 bucks depending on the day of the week to go see it. It was mostly in 3D, and the only reason I went to go see an IMAX because it was the only non 3D movie that I could go see. Only complaints about it was a little too long. It's 2.5 hours. As a movie, as I said, not bad, not great, but better than Force Awakens, and I put it up there with Rogue One. We end the year off with. There are some other movies that were out this year too. What it was, I was going to see Pitch Perfect 3, but I've heard some reviews, so I'm not going to go see that. Fantastic year for movies. And again, I saw too, there was a video or again a news article saying we're going to have so many more sequels again next year. You know, number 3 of this, number 2 of that, a remake of this. Again, there were some nice original movies, like Wind River was really good. Victoria and Abdul, Baby Driver. I mean, the themes have been done before, but the style of them. I mean, you got Logan Lucky is also a heist movie too, but that was nicely done. Not actually off to the side. Go see the movie Heist with Gene Hackman. That's a really good. I think it's a David Mamet movie. That's why it was so good. But this year, I couldn't say like, oh, I really want to go see this. So we'll see how next year goes. I think we got Infinity Wars is the only movie I know that's coming out next year. And I'm like, yeah, we got to go see that because the trailer was awesome and most of the MC movies are half decently, but again, too, I'm finding a lot of movies come out. The first one's good, the sequel's not so great, the next one's, and I don't know. I guess just Hollywood wants to make money. They don't care. We're forking it out. They're making dollars. They're gonna just throw out whatever, and we're just gonna go like, oh yeah, give me a movie, give me. Luckily, I'm not a professional movie reviewer because there's so many other bad movies that I just purposely don't go see because I don't have to review. I just go see and review stuff that I want to go see, and I tell you guys how's it go. So, what did everybody else think? Did you like what I had for my list, or do you have your own list, or did you like somebody else's list? As always, put the comment down below. Don't forget, like, dislike, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you next year.